Hey everyone, and welcome to Patch of the Week. We are here with the Volca Bass, of course, an awesome analog bass synthesizer. What we're going to be doing in these next few videos is going beyond bass. Yes, we're going to be checking out bass and lead lines, chords, even percussion stuff. So check out the episodes as they drop. But for this first example, you heard that we got a little funky with some Funky Town, and we're going to be using that as our example. So to start that, we're going to want to make sure that we have the right VCO group set up, and that is another way of saying that we have enough tracks to sequence multiple parts. So right now, we're in the single VCO group, which has the 3 available VCOs all set to play on the same sequence. That will do things like detune. But that's not what we're looking for here specifically. What we want to do is we want to make sure that we're in the 2 VCO group, so function and M2. And what that does is it puts the first 2 VCOs together for things like detune or octave, and then the last VCO could be a completely different line. And that's what we have going on. Let's go to VCO 3 and record that track. That will just do the bass line with. I do have the Volca Bass set to half speed. You'll see why in a minute. This could also be done across 2 patterns for a phrase like this, but I'm just choosing to use half speed. So we press the record button, and then we could just go in and put in our octave bass line. And there you go. Now what we're going to do is shut off the record, and we're going to start shaping that sound a little bit. So the first thing is I do have the envelope generator on for my example, which allows me to come in here and do a little release. I'm going to put that right up to about there. We don't need the attack in this one because we want it nice and sharp. And we want to get that really squelchy, so we're going to bring up our resonance. Yeah, now we're getting there. Cut off up a little bit. Now the next thing I'm going to do is interesting. I'm going to add a little of what is going to be perceived as delay. So I'm going to use the square wave on the LFO, and then I'm going to turn the intensity all the way up. And then the rate, it's going to sound funky, pardon the pun for a minute, but I'm going to turn this up so that I can actually use this for the cutoff. It gives you like a little bit of slapback, as you can hear, which kind of adds to the tone. Yes, it's almost like creating a delay. Then, of course, we're going to want to make sure that we got that lead tone right. So we'll stop this for just a second, and then we'll jump over to the second set of VCOs, which is right here. That's going to be in a different octave, and of course, the octave switch lets you go all the way up to 6 octaves. I'm going to want to tune this down, so you have that octave lead. And we're also going to change the VCO on the second VCO to square. So all the way down on the first VCO and all the way up on the second. And there you go. So now we're just going to record. And it goes a little something like this. Now, check this out, because there's parts of this sequence that are on other octaves. So what I do is I record within this range first and then the next range. So here we go. Let it pass around. Put that octave down. Get the rest of that.